US President Joe Biden touted as transformational a massive infrastructure bill passed by the Democratic-controlled Senate on Tuesday, hailing its passage with bipartisan support as proof that we can work together.
As you all know, just a short while ago, the United States Senate passed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, the very legislation I ran on when I announced my candidacy for the nomination for president. A historic investment in the nation's roads and highways, bridges and transit, and our drinking water systems and broadband, clean energy, environmental cleanup, and making infrastructure more resilient, and the climate crisis much more in our minds is how do we deal with it. This bill shows that we can work together. I know a lot of people, some sitting in the audience here, didn't think this could happen. This bill is declared dead more often than anyway. That bipartisanship was a thing of the past. From the time I announced my candidacy, bringing the country together and doing things in a bipartisan way, it was characterized as a relic of an earlier age. As you may well remember, I never believed that, and I still don't.
The $1 trillion infrastructure bill, which the 100-member chamber passed in a 69-30 vote, could provide the nation's biggest investment in decades in roads, bridges, airports, and waterways.
For the Republicans who supported this bill, you showed a lot of courage. And I want to personally thank you for that. And I've called most of you on the phone to do just that. You have, and no doubt you will, disagree with me on many issues. But where we can agree, we should. And here on this bill, we prove that we can still come together to do big things, important things for the American people. Storms, millions of lead pipes carrying drinking water to our homes and schools and daycare centers. They're finally going to be replaced. Never again can we allow what happened in Flint, Michigan, and Jackson, Mississippi. Can never let it happen again. High-speed internet, going to be available and affordable everywhere, to everyone. So farmers nationwide can get the best prices for their products at home and abroad by knowing when to sell. And children in Chicago or Philadelphia never have to again sit in the McDonald's parking lot to do their homework. This is transformational.
With a razor-thin majority in the Senate, Democrats pivoted quickly to a budget resolution containing spending infrastructures for the multi-trillion-dollar follow-up package, which bypasses the chamber's normal rules, requiring 60 votes to pass most legislation.
Madam President.
House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi has repeatedly said that her chamber will not take up either the infrastructure bill or the spending package until both are delivered, which will require the Democratic leadership to hold its narrow majorities in Congress together to get the legislation to Biden's desk.
This is a moment that lives beyond the headlines, beyond partisan sound bites, beyond the culture of instant outrage, disinformation, and conflict as entertainment. This is about us doing the real hard work of governing. This is about democracy delivering for the people. This is about winning the future. It's about doing our job. This is about building an economy from the bottom up and the middle out.
Asked whether he supported New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's decision to resign following an inquiry that found he had sexually harassed 11 women, Biden said he respects Cuomo's decision.
His announcement that he's stepping down, you called on him to resign. Did you think he would?
I respect the governor's decision, and I respect the decision he made.
He also praised the Cuomo's work on infrastructure and other issues separate from his personal conduct.
How would you assess his 10 and a half years as governor of the state?
In terms of his personal behavior or what he's done as a governor?
What he's done as a governor.
I thought he's done a hell of a job. And both on everything from access to voting, to infrastructure, to a whole range of things. That's why it's so sad.
With the Taliban gaining ground in Afghanistan following the withdrawal of US forces, Biden was asked if he regretted making the decision to pull out. The United States is keeping the commitments it had made to Afghanistan, but the country's troops have to want to fight, Biden said.
Not hold ground there. Has your current plan to withdraw U.S. troops changed at all?
I think they're beginning to realize they've got to come together politically at the top, but we're going to continue to keep our commitment. But I do not regret my decision. Afghan leaders have to come together. We lost death and injury, thousands of American personnel. They've got to fight for themselves, fight for their nation. The United States, I'll insist we continue to keep the commitments we made of providing close air support, making sure that their Air Force functions and is operable, resupplying their forces with food and equipment, and paying all their salaries. But they've got to want to fight.
Biden also addressed the decisions of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Texas Governor Greg Abbott to ban mask mandates, saying he did not believe he had the power to intervene, but said his administration was looking into the issue.
Powers to intervene in states like Texas and Florida where they are banning mask mandates?
I don't believe that I do thus far. We're checking that. But there are on federal workforce I can. And I think that people should understand, seeing little kids, 4, 5, 6 years old, in hospitals on ventilators, and some of them passing, not many, but some of them passing. It's almost, it's just...
School districts in Florida and Texas are bucking their Republican governors' ban on requiring masks for children and teachers as coronavirus cases soar in conservative areas with low vaccination rates. Earlier, at the start of a meeting with Federal Emergency Management Agency administrator and other officials, President Biden urged Americans in hurricane-prone states to get vaccinated against COVID-19 to protect themselves in case they have to evacuate from their homes, warning that serious hurricanes could strike this month.
Let me be clear. If you're in a state where hurricanes often strike, like Florida or the Gulf Coast or into Texas, a vital part of preparing for hurricane season is to get vaccinated now. Everything is more complicated if you're not vaccinated in a hurricane or natural disaster hits. If you wind up having to evacuate, if you wind up having to stay in a shelter, you don't want to add COVID-19 to the list of dangers that you're going to be confronting. Get vaccinated now so you're ready for whatever may come this month, and it's likely some serious hurricanes are going to come this month. And the bottom line is this: the more we do to prepare, the better off we are when disaster strikes. We can't prevent hurricanes making landfall, but we can prevent people from getting seriously sick and dying from COVID-19. Get vaccinated and make a plan.
The U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in May forecast an above normal 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, saying it expected between 3 and 5 major hurricanes with sustained wind of at least 111 miles per hour.